Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bluhdhaven podcast number 78. Today, I'm your host, Buddy Mills, and today I'm with...
Balfour.
This is really weird.
We wanted to try something different today, and that's how it started. So, Buddy, take it away. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Well, I guess before we start, weekly updates. I'll go through those. So last night's Munchkin Mondays was amazing. For everyone who came out, thank you so much. If you guys have not yet joined our Munchkin Monday stream, you guys definitely should. It gets a little crazy, and last night there was a lot of donations. So, I will say that there are two people who typically are here that weren't here, which may have been a reason why there was a lot of donations. Cough, cough, looking at you, Brandy. But it's okay. It was a lot of fun. We play every single Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and you guys can donate money to change the game. Literally, you as the audience can mess with the entire stream. So it's a lot of fun. So thank you for those who came out yesterday. We have a special episode coming out today, because this comes out on Wednesday. You guys can check out a new episode of Tucson by Night today. The next few episodes are going to be very interesting if you're a longtime listener. This is going to kind of start off a new story arc that we are getting ready for. So be prepared for the next 3 episodes. It's going to lead up to something really cool. But with that being said, every Wednesday you guys can start checking out Tucson by Night on Spotify and our website. We're really excited about that. Also, there was a new video that came out yesterday on Tuesday. We played through Jumanji. As it's in typical fashion for us, we played through it the first time with vaguely remembering the rules, and we messed up a little bit. But it's okay, because it was a good time. I have not played Jumanji in years. I think the last time I played Jumanji was when I was like 7?
Oh, God.
Maybe 8? So it was a lot of fun. We had Mike come in, the Disney dad dude. So we played with him, so make sure to go check that out. It's going to be the new revamped version of our content. So I know those who have watched our content thus far have been enjoying it, and we really appreciate it. But now we have a higher quality video, so now you guys can actually see what's happening on the board without there being any like blurriness or anything like that. So that's going to be the first video in an assortment of videos that are going to be coming out every week as well. So unfortunately, because it was 4th of July this week, we weren't able to publish it on Monday. So it came out yesterday. But every subsequent week, new board game videos will be out every single Monday. So check that out. And then the following week, the video will be posted on our YouTube channel. So if you prefer watching on YouTube, it's also available there. Other than that, I don't think there's any other announcements. Thursday, Buddy will be streaming Portal with B.
I already finished Portal. Actually.
Never mind. I lied.
I might do Biomutant and still have her as like a co-host, just as someone to bounce off with.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. What is Biomutant?
It's I forget who published it. It reminds me of the Mutant Year Zero or something like that. You're basically playing this hybrid creature that knows. It's called Wung Fu.
Hell yeah. Productions?
And so it's just like a mishmash of melee with firearms, and you're trying to... you don't remember much, and you're supposed to fight along your light and dark side in you, kind of
That's
thing.
interesting.
And it talks,
so it's like KOTOR, in a sense?
Yeah, kind of. But it also... they talk to you, which is funny.
Huh.
So like if you ever do something like that involves the lightness, they go, I knew you could do it. The light always prevails. It's like, the light burns my eyes. Well, it's meant to burn you specifically. Why do you have to make things so personal?
I like that. Cool. So you guys will be streaming that on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'll be playing through Dark Alliance, which is the Dungeons and Dragons. Dude, it is a fun-ass game. If you guys have Game Pass, it's free right now. If you have Game Pass with Xbox. It is a fun game. I can see how it gets real repetitive real quick, but I thoroughly enjoy it because it's essentially like a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
But what's different with this game is, typically in other dungeon crawlers, when you go through, you collect the loot, you can use the loot right then and then.
Mm-hmm. You can't.
You can't. In this one, you have to collect the loot and finish the chapter. And then if you finish the chapter, then you collect the loot.
See, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that a little bit
really,
better.
really cool. I thoroughly enjoy it. And they have a thing, too, where with each chapter there are potential save points. But, so, like, it's a short rest, right? But if you take the short rest, then your loot further down the game is not as rare.
Oh, okay.
So you can potentially, like, so that you have the option of taking a short rest or denying the short rest for better drops.
Okay.
And there's typically about like 3 or 4 short rest areas that you can choose. But if you die without taking a short rest, you start all the way back at the beginning.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's a good way to balance it, though.
No, it is. It is a real nice way. For a second, I know you said you were doing Dark Alliance. When I first watched you play it, I thought you were playing Hood.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's what it looked like at first.
It does. It does have a very similar art style to it. But yeah, no. So I'll be playing that on Friday. So if you guys are interested and want to check it out before you guys purchase it, we'll be playing that from 12 to 5. But other than that, I guess we can just jump into the podcast. So, Buddy, take the reins.
What I was looking at while I was coming over here, and we talked about it previously, was there was mention of finishing the Transformers animated series on Netflix.
Yes, which I'm super excited about. Because Rooster Teeth is the production company that's actually working on it.
Oh,
Rooster
okay.
Teeth Animation specifically is the ones that worked on it.
Nice.
And they have taken like the lore of like the Generation 1 Transformers, Generation 2, and kind of like molded it into this interesting storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first 2 seasons were fucking awesome. Like they kind of like turned things on their head, and the very last season it ended on a cliffhanger with one of the most famous Dinobot, who is from Beast Wars, like came into frame, and like I remember losing my shit on that episode because I was like, "Holy shit, we're gonna get Beast Wars after all these years!"
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for it. There are so many characters that I already saw in their promo because Netflix came out with this like promotional thing for all of their new and upcoming shows, and that was part of it. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" I'm not a crazy Transformers fan, but I blame my uncle because my uncle is a huge Transformers fan. Like, he's one of the guys who collects Transformers.
I remember you showed me. I saw that video on that thing. Holy.
Oh, yeah, the Unicron?
Fuck,
dude, yeah. Hardcore fan.
But, going talking about the whole Beast War thing, there was talks of a movie called Transformers Rise of the Beast, which is going to start dabbling in more of the Beast War lore. Which I think will be interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to tie into...
I don't know if it's the Michael Bay films, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing, because I could have sworn that Bumblebee was supposed to be a reboot of the universe. So not a remake, but a reboot.
There's a difference between the two. There was a huge fucking difference.
Because Bumblebee happened in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know where they can go with this, but I guess they can go anywhere.
Really?
But looking at the Wikipedia of the Transformers Rise of the Beast, it is directed by Stephen Cable Jr.
The guy who did Creed 2.
Oh, okay. Let's see, and the screenplay is by Darnell Madier and Josh Peters, and a story by Joby Harold. So there's 3 writers to this movie. That's going to be good. So it says it's intended to be the 7th overall installment of the live-action Transformers film series. The film serves as a sequel to Bumblebee.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's going to be between Bumblebee and the first Transformers movie.
Yeah.
God,
because of Beast Wars' whole thing. Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense.
They'll find a way to make it make sense. They'll find a way.
Let's see. It's based off the Transformers storyline and the primary influence by Beast Wars. The film will center around Optimus Prime in 1994 in Brooklyn, New York, and parts of Peru, such as Machu Picchu, and San Martin. The project is a joint venture production between E1 and Paramount Pictures. Huh. So that's weird to me because if you've watched Beast Wars, you know that there's a character named Optimus Primal, who is a different character from Optimus Prime. So I'm curious to see how they're going to
merge.
Not necessarily merge, but I'm curious to see how they're going to interact because there's a lot
there's a lot of fluff in there.
Yeah, because then you have Megatron and it's a whole thing. Yeah. Waspinator, Cheetor, Rat Trap,
Waspinator,
Rhinox. There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of fucking characters. If you guys remember that shitty cartoon, I say shitty because at the time,
because that's
oh my god.
So when Beast Wars came out, which was in 1994,
yep,
right?
Yeah,
that's when CGI was just beginning. So you had stuff like Beast Wars. You had stuff like what was it? Not Cyber Chase. What was it called? God, it was a CGI TV show about a dude a computer system. What the hell was it called? Was it called Cyber Chase?
First episode came out in 1996.
96. No, Cyber Chase is a different. So what is it called? I think it was on Cartoon Network, but it was a CG. It was a full CGI, just like Beast Wars, and it was all the character was in a computer.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look while he's doing all that.
Reboot. It was called Reboot.
Oh, okay.
It came out it came out in 1994 as well, and this was the height of CGI. So they were trying to produce as much as they could. So just think of all the bad polygons and movement of CGI. It was so rough.
I will admit, though, when Beast Wars got later into their episodes, they improved.
Oh, of course, because the technology improved as it went along. So
you can blame Pixar for that.
You can start seeing the sheen of the metal at that point.
God, yeah.
Yeah, no, here, this is what these guys looked like.
Oh my fucking god, this thing, yes.
Yeah. It was wild.
Oh god, fucking yeah.
But I mean, honestly, we haven't had a Beast Wars centric storyline since the TV show.
Yeah, since '96. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm super excited because I think that is I think this is a clever way of bringing back an old property and modernize it by making it interesting for all audiences. Because it's I do feel like Beast Wars was just ahead of its time. Where it came out at a time where technology was very limited.
Yeah, there's been a lot of instances where that has happened.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be kind of cool. I hope that the movie is interesting. I mean, I watched Bumblebee, and honestly, the best part of Bumblebee was the first 15 minutes when you saw all of the the war on Cybertron. Yeah. When you saw the OG style of the Transformers, that was amazing. But then it was all human interact. I think. My biggest problem with the Transformers movie is that there's too much human in it. Mm-hmm. Give me fucking robots that are beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, so maybe, who knows, maybe Rise of the Beast will just mostly focus on the...
I hope so. I hope that's the case. Because I would love that. So that's super exciting, though.
Yeah. There's also Star Wars Visions that'll be coming out eventually.
Yeah...
The way how it reminds me of the Animatrix.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
And for those who don't know what the Animatrix was, it was basically a series of studios that did certain short adaptations under the whole Matrix thing.
Yeah, within the Matrix universe.
Yeah,
and with the Matrix characters.
Yeah.
It's Morpheus and, all of them.
Which, it wasn't bad.
It was actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Made in 2003?
Yeah, I think it was before Revolutions.
Let me see.
But I think it was after Reloaded.
Holy shit, I was right. 2003.
Hell yeah. Because I'm pretty sure Reloaded came out in 2002?
Let's find out.
And I think Revolutions came out in 2004.
Matrix Reloaded came out in 2003.
Oh, so it was before Reloaded.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, yeah, so that was for The Matrix, but essentially Star Wars Visions is going to do a similar thing, but also different. So essentially what they're doing is they're getting different anime production companies to create individual stories that are set within the world, like the universe of Star Wars. So they're all going to be self-contained stories that are produced by like famous anime-centric production studios. So like the studios that make, I'm pretty sure it's the same studio that makes, what's the hero one about all these kids who are superheroes? What's that anime called?
Oh, My Hero Academia?
Yeah, I think the production company that makes My Hero Academia is going to be one of the production companies that make one of the episodes of Visions. So it's pretty cool. I mean, they just came out with the trailer, I think, yesterday?
So we got like, Kinema Citrus, Science Saru, Production IG, Kamikaze Duga. Mostly those production companies.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. It's an interesting idea.
It'll hit for a certain demographic for sure.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like reaching out because I mean it is very anime.
Yeah, it is.
Like I don't know, there's something to me that kind of looks a little weird because it's like they're taking the style of Star Wars, which is very westernized, and then trying to then make it anime. Which I think is weird. Like, it just looks weird. But I think the stories might be pretty cool.
The stories I know will do very well. I know that in the beginning with trying to keep up with which studio did what. Because you could vastly tell which their style.
Based on their style. Yeah.
But I think it'd be an interesting concept. I don't know if anyone else is interested in this, but I know I am. There's been more talk of the Metro movie that'll eventually be...
Yeah, has that just been in production hell?
So what happened was, for those who don't know, anyone who knows the games like Metro 2033 and all that were based off of the books by the author Dmitry Glukhovsky. Dmitry Glukhovsky signed things of like, we're going to make a movie off of the book. And he'll be helping alongside for the most part.
Based off of Metro 2033.
Yeah. It'd just be called Metro 2033 or something like that. But... what the initial plan was, it was going to be released in 2021, 2022 kind of thing.
Right.
Then COVID hit and stopped all production.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And so now they're talking about finishing up everything and have a release in 2024.
Is it? Because I'm reading here that it's estimated 2022.
They changed it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, never mind. Last time I checked, they're going to be like in 2023, 24. Okay.
Is this a Russian?
Yeah.
Production company?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, sick.
They're gonna have a fun time with it. Because to be fair, the author's Russian. I would hope they would use a Russian film.
No, I think that's awesome. It's just I was not expecting that. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've never gotten into the Metro games. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not a huge like post-apocalyptic. Well, not even post-apocalyptic because Metro's more like.
What happened when the bombs dropped? That's basically it.
Yeah, like
it's technically post-apocalyptic, but you're underground.
You know what I mean, though. Like I like Fallout, right?
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Stuff like that doesn't inherently interest me, but like I can appreciate it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited because I would like to watch the movie just to get it from a different perspective. That way, because like talking about different types of media, like this way I don't have to interact with the story. I can just be told the story. And maybe I should just read the books.
The books aren't really that bad. Of course, everyone's going to have their own artistic licensing, as they call it, when it comes to the story.
Right, because didn't the author get pissed off about the games?
I don't think he got pissed. It was just more the fact of...
No, I'm thinking of The Witcher.
You're thinking of The Witcher, I was going to say. But because everyone has a different things. And for an example, the first part of the book, 2033, talks about how Artyom became who he is, why he... Because if you...
It's the origin story.
Kind of. He just talks about, like... meeting his dad, and you only see his father once in the game.
Huh. But is he a big part of the story?
In this, yes. He's somewhat a big part, because it's like he finds out like why he, wants to keep him in the station, don't want him to branch out, but, just stay centered here, basically be grounded. And Bertram's like, fuck you, I want to do my own thing.
Damn. Hardcore.
Because I even had the thing of, I read the books before Exodus came out.
Which is the third game in the series?
The third and final installment. I would assume, anyway. I read the book. I was saddened to an extent. We're reading the book. I was like, this makes sense. And I also was... There's just a lot of heart-wrenching moments in that in 2035. Well, yeah, that was the book.
Damn.
And then when I played the game, I hated myself for the most part, because I was like, why did they change this? Why is this here? Why is this in the beginning? What the fuck?
You became the book reader. Where you're just like, hold on.
Yeah.
This is like every single person who watched Harry Potter in their youth, where they're just like, hold on now.
It's like, wait a minute, this is like in the middle or something. Why is this here? I mean, hey. But...
Which I find interesting, because I feel like I understand that with movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
With having to like condense the story and take stuff out or move stuff forward. But I find it interesting that they would have to do that for a video game. Like, do you think it's because of like pacing issues with the game, trying to make it like interesting enough all the way through?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But the only thing is that as well, 34 in the book did not pay attention to Artyom at all.
Oh.
It was more of like, this was between... If you want to get down to it, if you read the books, the 2034 takes place between the end of Last Light kind of thing, because they've already taken over D6 and all that, or protected D6 and everything, and this follows 3-4 characters through their lives through the Metro series.
So it's vastly different.
And very vastly different. Okay. And everything else. Oh, there was another thing, too. I wonder if they'll... Because they never branched out in either. In 2033, the book, Artyom, when he was fighting against the scene where he basically goes on the Red Lines thing, where they go fight the fascists, there's one part where he gets in a cart, which he thinks are communists. Technically, they're not, because they follow Lenin's form of communism. They don't follow Stalin's.
Stalin's?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and most of their stuff too. They also liked. They were called like the Che Guevara, garrison or something like that.
What a cool name.
And everything, because it just talks about. Because he was like, "What? Who do you follow, comrade?" Stalin. He pulls up his weapon. Lenin. Yeah.
That's funny. Wow, that's interesting. Well, I hope this comes out next year.
Yeah, I do too.
Because that would be an interesting movie to watch. I've been trying to find other. I'm having a problem finding interesting movies to watch. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm getting just bitter about stories, but it's like.
I can see that. Well, I can see that though.
I just feel like a lot of stuff is rehashed, but in a poor manner. I think there's a way that you can do. What's the word? Where it's where it's not a niche. It's like there's a certain element to a story that is repeated in different movies. I can't think of the word right now. A cliche.
Thank you.
I think you can do cliches in a fun way. But I just feel like all movies nowadays, there is just a in-your-face cliche.
Yeah, there is.
As opposed for it being natural and organic. So I'm having a hard time finding American-made movies that are interesting to me. Because I've learned that I've been loving Korean movies.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese movies. Mm-hmm. Eastern storytelling is so interesting to me. Because they do not hold punches.
No, they don't. They really don't.
They will showcase an alcoholic fucking up his life. They will showcase, the misogyny in a society and not hold back. I do thoroughly enjoy that specifically Eastern storytelling is very blunt and very real.
They have their own way of putting it in your face without just being like, it's more just like, here.
American storytelling is very much like put it right in front of you in the screen
and be very violent about it.
Yeah, whereas Eastern storytelling tells it through dialogue and
subtlety.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful. Like we need more shit like that. Looking at you, new directors, I believe in you. But yeah, man, Metro 2033. I'm excited for that.
I'm very excited for that. That was like one of the many series I got into that just like I just enjoyed.
Yeah, just fully indulged.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a small break right here, but we'll be back for more of the podcast in just a few minutes. Be sure to check out the official Bluhdhaven t-shirt by going to www.bluhdhaven.com/store.
And welcome back to the podcast. So, there was that. What else we're going to talk about? There's the whole God of War will be able to people on PC will be able to play that with PS Now.
So how does PS Now? I'm not a PlayStation person.
Neither am I. I haven't touched PlayStation since I had the third generation.
So wow, okay. So there was an article from PC Gamer back in January asking if it was ever going to PC. But 2 hours ago, God of War is coming to PlayStation Now on PC today.
Yeah.
It's about time. That's what it says. So this is the 2018. Oh, it's the reboot.
Yeah, it's the reboot.
Okay, so it's the one with his son.
Yes, his son.
Okay. Yeah, because so I never played the God of War series. So like 1 through 3 is in its own kinetic universe.
Yes, it's its own thing. It's basically where he was human, if I remember correctly, was a Spartan, got fucked over, went to ask for the gods for help, got what he wanted, but they also was like there was a catch. The gods screwed him over and decided to kill all the gods.
Damn.
Including there's like one Titan, I forgot as well. Fuck. I can't remember his name.
So he killed a Titan.
He killed the Titan, yes.
And then, so from my understanding, because I hear from other people, it's like he killed like the Greek gods, but now he's going for like the Norse gods.
Nordic, yeah.
Why?
I think I don't remember if the Greek lore, we'll call it, of God of War mentioned why he went into retirement, quote unquote. I think it had something to do with probably met someone new that wasn't necessarily from Greece and ended up where he was in the Boy of War.
The Boy of War.
That's basically that was a huge thing with that God of War game. It was just boy, it's everywhere, and so everyone just called it either God of or Boy of War, or just God of Boy, you know.
Interesting. So I'm assuming this is like a PlayStation exclusive platform type of thing that you have to download for your PC.
I think so.
That is interesting. I'm trying to find out right now because I obviously am not a PlayStation player. I do have a PS4, but yeah, you can download the PC app, and I guess so. It's essentially just like the way that Microsoft and Xbox use their stuff.
Yep.
So you have like, for the Game Pass people who have an Xbox, if you have a PC that can run games, there is the Xbox application where you can download the Game Pass games, and it's interconnected that way. So I guess this is a cool way for PlayStation people to kind of do the same thing. That's actually kind of cool because I know a lot of my friends who are PlayStation exclusive people. So I guess now I can start playing PlayStation games on my computer. So that means this is all I'm saying. PC Master Race, bitches. Because apparently every console has to go back to a PC.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, does this mean the Last of Us series will be on PC as well?
Probably. Let's see here.
If that's the case, that means I can finally play Last of Us 2 without buying a fucking console.
It says download the PlayStation Now app, connect to controller, and start streaming hundreds of games on demand.
So that's a possibility. They probably won't do it right off the bat. But I'm pretty sure eventually, maybe down the line, like, hey, guess we're gonna put here.
I'm assuming if it's on PlayStation Now, that it will go to PlayStation Now on PC.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Red Dead 2. These are a couple of games that are on PS Now. Red Dead 2, Neo 2, Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I actually want to buy that. Judgment, NASCAR Heat, God of War, the Witcher series, Slay the Spire, Virtua Fighter 5, Team Sonic Racing, and there's a lot of ongoing stuff. Holy balls, there's a lot of games on here. Yeah, I mean, go check it out because there's a ton of stuff.
That means maybe
I'll download it because I've been dying to play the. I hope they have Final Fantasy VII on there. Because we got Final Fantasy VII for the PS4, but then they came out with the DLC, but specifically for the PS5, and I was like, "Fuck you guys! Like, why are you gonna release the initial game on the previous console, but the DLC is only for the new gen?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's one of the reasons why I hate Sony, by the way.
Because they would pull some shit like that.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. That and like when you had the PS3, right? There was no backwards compatibility.
Oh my god, yeah.
At all.
None.
Like. You had to purchase your games again. Then when the PS4 came out, if you purchased the games on the PS3, you then had to purchase them again on the PS4. Which is bullshit. Like, fuck you.
You thought Apple was bad.
For real. Oh my god. But you know, I'll have to check this out later on today because I would like... if I can purchase stuff through my PC, that would be awesome. Yeah. Just for the convenience.
Yeah.
Because I can't fucking fork over like $400 for a new console. I can't even fork over money for a new GPU.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Let alone find a new one.
I've even thought about like selling my Xbox that I have there because I haven't touched it in so long.
Keep it. Don't sell it.
Why?
Because. Just don't. Because it's going to be useful. Remember, it can be used as a tool for later on.
Oh, yeah. That. Yeah, that means, yeah, that makes sense now.
Just in case, like... Especially for like Extra Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
We may need to use it for like doing games and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever I may have on there, just kind of.
Speaking of Extra Life, letting you guys know, it is getting closer to the dates. We have not determined if it's going to be the first week of November or the second week of November yet, but it's going to be one of those two. So as a reminder, our Extra Life 24-hour live stream is going to be in benefit of Tucson Medical Center, which is our local children's miracle network here in Tucson. The previous years, we've been like the number one supporter for them, and we've reached the second most donations in Arizona. So this year, we're going to come back with a bang because it's been a year and we really missed the entire production. So this year we're going to try our best to reach $3,000. The previous years we've hit our milestones and it's been absolutely fantastic. We're going to be trying to get some special guests this year, and really try to set up some fun activities that way you guys are interested in donating this year. For those who've been in previous years, we are no longer going to be doing the Wheel of Death. It's just going to be called the Challenge Wheel this year. Due to legalities
and TOS.
Yeah, we need to provide a new way of interaction and trying to get you guys to donate some stuff. So
which I'm still very surprised we were able to get away with so much last year.
Yep. No, it was definitely interesting. So we're currently working on all of those right now, but it is going to be a 24-hour live stream as always. We will be doing our Bob Ross extravaganza again. So for those who missed out on the previous years, you guys can check it out again this year. And this year we're actually going to be donating. We're going to be raffling off a couple of the previous year's paintings to those who donate this year. So there's going to be a couple of fun things. I'm very excited for it. There's going to be more information as the weeks go on. We're probably going to do a shorter, like 6-hour stream to let everybody know and sign up to the website. Try to get as many people connected to our team as possible. Because, again, we're trying to reach $3,000 this year. And I feel like if we come together, we can do things. I can't say for the kids anymore.
Yeah.
But we can do things.
Because we used that last year.
for the kids of America.
That works.
That's what I'm gonna. That's what we're going with. We're doing the tagline.
Kids America.
Kids for America. We're the kids of America for the kids of America.
I mean, that's two thing of that song though. The same name.
We're the kids. We're the kids of America. Oh, yeah, DMCA on that one. But yeah, so yeah,
10 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. That's so dumb. Like I can't believe. I'm going on a tangent for a little bit. I can't believe that like YouTube got to that point. Because honestly, like if YouTube didn't like make that as a term of service type of thing,
you had like that dangling hair.
Then like I don't think Twitch would have gotten to it. I don't think a lot of other platforms would have bowed down to this bullshit. Where, for those who don't know, you used to be able to just like sing a little diddle, right? Like 15 seconds, right? Just being stupid.
Yeah.
Like Rick rolling someone, right?
Yeah.
Like like just literally verbalize a song. But now, if you say that or do anything, like literally like sweet child of mine, I can't do the whole thing because then fucking the record company is going to be like, take that shit down.
Yep.
Which makes no sense to me. Because if you look at all the other fair use content, right? The people who use clips within other videos, right? It's fair use because that individual clip is not the content.
Yeah.
It's not the prime subject of the video. What it is the person's reaction or the person's commentary on that specific thing. So if our primary content, right, as podcasters is talking about entertainment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I sing a little diddle, right, for a few seconds to then convey the subject matter to our audience in which we are commentating about.
We get the boot.
Yeah, why is that? That's fucking stupid. It makes no sense. The fucking music industry is a scam. Fuck them. Fuck them hard.
With or without lubricant?
Without. You don't even get a courtesy spit because they're assholes. That's it. They're just genuine assholes.
You get sandpaper.
They don't pay their musicians what they should be being paid. There's this whole legality with it, which is bullshit. It's like, just stop being... I don't know. I go on it forever. But what else you got for us, buddy?
I have a few things here. I gotta look through these real quick. I am somewhat prepared. At the same time, I am not prepared at all.
Yeah, to be fair, right before we started this, I told Buddy he's in charge.
Yeah, so there was that.
So you guys get to see Buddy's improv skills in action.
I'm not sweating at all.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
There's a lot of stuff like Animal Crossing and a few other stuff on the Switch that are dropping in prices.
Did you see... Because you brought up the Switch. Did you see the new announcement from Nintendo?
Switch 2 or whatever?
No. The Switch OLED.
OLED. I call it the OLED or whatever.
I was just laughing because it's like everyone is like really annoyed with Nintendo right now because the specs for the machine the exact same as the base Switch. The only difference is the size of the screen and the quality of the screen. But even when you're playing it by itself, it's still in 720. So like the specs themselves are all the same, but I think it's like $50 more.
I don't. Jesus. Oh, the whole thing about Sony too as well. They're for the whole Ghost of Tsushima thing. They're having DLC for it for the PS5. But the way how they're going about it is fucked. I gotta look for that.
Is it the same as the fucking Final Fantasy thing?
I think so.
So it's a new gen exclusive for the DLC. Fuck you, Sony. Well, I guess I can't really say fuck you, Sony, because I don't know. I was gonna say maybe it's a developer decision, but I don't think it's a developer decision.
Let me see. I gotta look at it real quick. Here we go. Sony's Ghost of Tsushima. Director's Cut is just DLC, which is the root of this pricing confusion. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, players are trying to parse exactly what they're going to be paying for it and why has been the root cause of confusion for players since it was announced, because I remember the Director's Cut. So if you don't own the game at all, it's $60 for the director's cut on PS4 and $70 for the director's cut on PS5.
Why? Wait, hold on. Is it because... I'm assuming that pricing is because the PS4 users already have the game?
No, if you don't own the game at all.
What the fuck?
If you already own Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, it is $20 to upgrade the director's cut on PS4, and it is $30 to upgrade it to the director's cut on PS5.
Why?
And because if you buy the director's cut on PS4, you have $10 to upgrade it to the director's cut on PS5. And so what the hell is going on here?
What in the ever living fuck? This is also like, this kind of goes back to our like old discussion about like, why the fuck are hard copies cheaper than digital copies? Or like, why are they the same price? Right? Like, because if I'm buying a digital copy, you don't have to fucking purchase hardcovers. You don't have to purchase the booklet. It's a fucking digital copy. So why am I paying the same price for a digital copy as I am for a hardcover? This is fucking stupid, though.
Yeah.
This is like various prices because of the generation that you were currently on. But then if you get the newer, most latest console, you're paying almost twice as much as the previous gen? That makes no sense.
Fundamentally, the problem is the entire director's cut branding, making the fact that at its core, this is DLC. The main draw of the director's cut is the addition of a brand new location, Iki Island, which in any other game would likely just be packaged and sold as DLC. The additional complicating factor here is Sony is also treating PS5 specific upgrade for this version as something that should be sold separately rather than natively quality of life upgrades.
Which makes sense because of the price point of it.
Yeah, this is why there's a $10 difference between Director's Cut upgrades and why it costs $10 alone to upgrade your last gen Director's Cut later, even if you already have Iki Island. Oh, God. Players are having a hard time wrapping around their heads around paying for features that seem like they should be pretty standard for the PS5 version of the game, with the Japanese lip sync in its own separate sort of weirdness, as that probably already should have just been in the game from the start, not pitched in as some sort of luxury item in a $10 package.
Whoo, that sounds like a mess. Whoever the marketing manager is needs to be fired, because
it's all fucked.
That is dumb. Like, one of the things for... And people who play video games have always like bitched about this, right? Like,
oh yeah,
video games have always been dumb pricing. Mm-hmm. Like even like the N64 games were like what, like $55, almost $60 back in the day. And it's like, I don't mind paying $60 for a game as long as it's complete. But if I have to pay for DLC, then if it's downloadable content in addition to the game that I just purchased, I should not have to pay more than $20 for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that is insane to me. Especially if you're someone who then buys, like, the season pass or, like, the Ultimate Edition, right? Which is typically, like, $100. Which I get. I get that price point. Because there's a lot of money and time and effort that goes into a development of the game. So, like, I don't mind paying for $100 if I'm getting the full game and the full experience. But again, if you're making me pay $40 extra for content, fuck you. Unless it's an expansion pack for a living game, then fuck you. Because Ghost of Tsushima, it's not even multiplayer, right? Or if it is, it's like limited multiplayer.
It's limited co-op.
Yeah, but it's still like primarily a single player game.
Yeah, it's primarily.
So it's like if you bought Ghost of Tsushima at $60, right? Then you had to buy the DLC, which is an additional $20. No. Actually, I take it back. I think the first DLC was free.
Okay, yeah.
So you get the free DLC. But then you have this additional DLC, which is another $40 fucking dollars. But it doesn't give you overall more content. It gives you just enough content, like you were talking about in the article. So what the fuck is their deal? Like, that's exploitation of the market, and I don't agree with that. So anybody who's buying this DLC, stop.
Yeah, they're saying don't buy it. You can get it like after August or whatever, because that's when it'll just be like completely normalized. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that's the frustrating thing for me, because it's like, it's not even video games, but it's also like general markets, like movies and stuff like that, right? Like the Fast and the Furious franchise is a good example. The only reason why they keep making more fucking movies is because y'all go fucking watch them.
No, you're wrong.
No.
They watch it because of family.
Damn it, it made it into the podcast. No! I cannot escape this meme. It is everywhere.
It is literally everywhere. As soon as you fucking mentioned, as soon as I said that, it reminded me of the fucking Jurassic Park meme. I saw it was like, the Indominus Rex may be able to camouflage, but the one thing it can't hide from is family.
I'm so annoyed that shit made it in here, but now I gotta share this goddamn meme that I saw because it's a Destiny one.
Oh shit!
So remember the scene
I
from?
refuse to buy any more friends. You won't have to when you.
So those who have played Destiny 2, specifically the Forsaken DLC.
Oh my god! Yes.
There's a scene with Zavala talking about his friends, and so it says, "I refuse to bury any more friends."
Barry, I said bye.
And then there's another person who says, "You won't have to, not when you've got family." It's so bad. It's everywhere.
This is one of the many memes that just fucking skyrocketed when it shouldn't have.
I will say this is probably one of the best memes that have come out in a long time.
All right, yeah, no,
Like I'm not a meme person, but this is like A+. Anyway, but what I was trying to get at is like because obviously the market speaks for itself. But when you start making ridiculous stuff that overshadows some very interesting stories or interesting concepts, then the market is just going to fuck itself. So like instances like this, if they see a profit, a huge profit margin with how they're doing this may be the new norm for new games coming forward, where previous gens get a cheaper rate and the newer gens get fucked over. Even though you have the newer stuff, it makes no sense to me. But yeah, man, game news. Ugh.
Yeah, always good, and there's always bad, no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know. We have 13 more minutes. What else do you want to talk about?
What else could we talk about?
We don't have to talk about games. We're gonna talk. How are you feeling?
I think you already know.
Oh, do you want to talk to everyone about the reason why you're really annoyed right now?
Oh, I'm really fucking annoyed right now because I have no AC in my fucking home. Now, for those of you who are fellow Arizonans, you realize how hot it can get during the summertime. As of right now, last time I checked, it is roughly 80-something in my house.
Ugh, that's
and
gross.
It feels fucking disgusting. Because,
So just for the record, it's been like 100 degrees midday for the last week and a half. Almost 2 weeks, actually. Today's high is supposed to be 104 degrees. Yeah. Just to give you some insight about the temperatures that we know.
So then what happened is we put so much money internally for the AC when we got the house. And so then once it was starting to crap out, like it was on its last legs, they opened up the thing and went, hey, this thing is like over a decade old. With how much you guys put into it, you might as well just get a new system. So we said, sure, because considering with all that
what else could go wrong?
Yeah, what else could go fucking wrong? So then everything seemed fine, and then it just would shut off on its own without completely cooling the house. So what had happened was apparently there was something that got like a fuse burnt or something. But there's the one that's also outside and for layman's terms, the one outside and the one inside weren't talking, so they couldn't get to the proper things to completely cool the house. So then when we try to bring it up about well, if the outside one isn't working, are you guys going to fix that one? Their thing was no, because it's not malfunctioning.
See, that would have fucking pissed me off.
Oh, it pissed us off.
So, because here's the thing. As someone who would propose something like that, right? You have to know. You have to know if you're putting in a new system that the secondary system probably will not talk to the system itself. If they are built off two different interfaces, you have to know that. So the fact that they were let's just put in a new system without already having the conversation of, well, if we do this, we may have to replace the secondary system as well. Fuck them.
So then after a while, I had a system in the house where it would run. You either find a way to make it run, once it would like shut off, but the fan would still be going,
Mm-hmm.
I would turn it off completely and wait about 5 to 10 minutes, which means you'd have to swelter a little bit more for the AC to come back on. And it was a nice little system because you at least get some air. It doesn't help on the fact that you are with other people that have little to no patience, which I understand.
Yeah.
It's hot. You want some cool air. But it's when you fuck with a system that was working, that we talked about and implemented, and are fucking with it.
Yeah, no, I mean that sucks because like, I mean I get you because it's like if you do it for 15 minutes, right? Let the AC run for 15 minutes and then let it sit for another 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. At least you have consistent airflow, like not consistent, but you have the cool air pumping out.
Yep.
Periodically throughout the day, as opposed to 15 minutes of cool air, and then an hour of just hot air circulating your entire house.
Yep.
So I get that. That sucks.
So then they said today that the part should be coming in, and my parents were all excited, and I had to say, I don't think they either wanted to hear me because of everything was happening. It's like, yeah, they're going to get the part. That doesn't mean they're going to put it in on that same day. They had to set up a time for it, but people don't want to hear that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like whenever you have to take your car in to get repaired, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes your mechanic has to order a piece. Just because the mechanic gets the piece that day doesn't mean they're going to do the labor that day.
When we talked about what was happening with it and everything, the people that worked on the unit came back out, looked at it and everything else, and he realized that we weren't crazy and we weren't making this shit up because he saw how he turned it on, was about to go do something else, here's go off, and he's like,
he's like, that's not supposed to happen.
And then Diego looks at it again, and I knew this guy was very passionate about his work because he just kept apologizing to my dad's like, I didn't know this was going to happen. They just told us to work on this.
He better feel so. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So the guy feels bad because he's like, this sucks.
Yeah, because he's like, he was very passionate about his work, and so my dad understood. He's like, you guys did well. It's just the company was over just like, I'm gonna fucking do this. So I'm just very upset. Mostly because I can't sleep in a fucking warm room at all.
Get you, dude. I get you.
I can't.
So, well, that's why when you come here, it's like 70 degrees.
Yeah, when I come in here, I'll probably pass out on the couch.
Because it's so comfortable.
And I'm cool.
Nah, but man, yeah, seriously, if you're out in Arizona right now, I have so many of my friends whose ACs have broke because it's so effing hot. And it's like, it's the season, unfortunately. But, if you're out in Arizona, try to keep cool.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated for the love of God. Like, for people who don't normally drink water, because you guys are psychopaths, you're going to be dumb if you continue not to drink water. Just drink a glass of water. It's not going to fucking kill you. But you know what will? Heat stroke. So drink your fucking water.
I drank so much fucking water this past week. Oh my God. I can't even drink like sparkling waters.
Yeah, I drink like a cup like this maybe 8 to 9 times a day.
So, I have a gallon at my desk that I periodically drink from, and I refill it maybe about once or twice every couple weeks.
I think this is 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 32-ounce cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, drink up, stay hydrated.
Please.
But is there anything else you want to let the people know?
Nothing I could think of, unless you want to start talking about what we would recommend for movies.
Yeah. Television shows or anything like that?
I have a perfect one, because I watched this Sunday. Sunday. It's called Near Dark.
Near Dark. What is that?
It's a vampire, Western film, right?
I'm listening.
It has Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, and Jeanette Wright. It's basically, you have Hudson, you have Bishop, and you have Vasquez in the fucking movie.
Dude, that sounds sick. How have I never heard of this movie?
It was, because it wasn't a hit in the box office. It was made by the future wife of James Cameron.
Oh?
Yeah. I forget her name.
Catherine Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow. That was before her future husband, James Cameron, was like, you know what? Do something with this. Make it a vampire film or whatever, because Lost Boys and something else at the 80s was a huge hit. So it's like, she wanted to make a Western-esque kind of film. She didn't have the budget for it, so I said, we'll do vampires. And James Cameron was like, I can give you my cast from Aliens.
Dude, that's sick.
Michael Biehn was supposed to play Caleb, who was played by Adrian, but he turned it down. So then you have that.
That's probably a good move on his career.
Yeah. But the movie is not bad. It has to do with we'll call him a cowboy, because that's what he basically is. Meets a woman. You can tell that the writing of it is very dated because if you watch the film and you see how he comes on to the woman, oh my god, it's like borderline. Ooh.
Hey man, that's like watching Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like if you see the way that fucking Indiana Jones talks to the women in that, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
I feel dirty.
Yeah, right. So he gets bit, and apparently it happened so fucking quickly because it happened at night, and then once the sun was coming up, he was already like smoking and shit. So I was like, holy fuck, this thing like instantly turns you.
Damn.
And he gets taken by Paxton's, Hendrickson's and Wright's character. Found out like, they wanted to kill him, but May, the character, turned was like, might as well kill me too because I turned him. It's like, well, he's coming with us, but if he's gonna stay with us, he's gonna have to learn to kill.
Interesting.
They never explicitly say that, of course, that they're vampires, but of course, the things of like...
It's implied.
It's implied, considering everything else. And there's this one scene in the film where they basically murder everybody in a bar and burn it down. And there was a comment, I remember I was watching a video clip of one, because this was like a movie I remember when I was like 9 or 10, but I only remember tidbits. And the bar scene kind of stuck out to me. So I watched a clip of it on YouTube, and one of the comments that stuck out with me because of what we were playing, it said, "It's just your typical night in a Sabbat clan." I was like, yeah, that makes sense. They act like a fucking Sabbat clan.
He's talking about Vampire the Masquerade, by the way.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's a cult classic. Watch
Hell
it.
yeah. That's awesome. I'll have to check it out. My recommendation is because B finally was like, we should watch this. And I'm like, fuck yeah, we will. Is another cowboy oriented, but it's a show. It's called Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic. I think it's a classic anime.
Oh, it is a very
It
classic
is so
anime.
fucking good. It is, for those who don't know what it is, it's essentially cowboys in space.
Basically what it is. It's not bad.
Yeah, there's bounties. The focus is on a bounty hunter that was once part of a gang, and there's like a feud with someone who was in the gang with him. So there's like this overarching story while this guy's like trying to get bounties and literally just trying to kind of just kind of get by. And obviously, chaos ensues. But it's a lot of fun. It's a very short anime. There's only like 26 episodes or something like that.
There's like a couple movies, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple of movies, but the movies don't really tie into the story.
No, it's just more or less like it feels like an episode in and of itself.
It's like an elongated episode.
Yeah, like an OVA episode kind of thing. And then there's the live action ones coming to Netflix.
I know. I'm so fucking stoked for that. That's going to be so much fun. That's the reason why I wanted to watch it with her, because I'm like, I want you to have context.
Right.
But yeah, so go watch Cowboy Bebop. It's on Hulu if you have Hulu. I think it's on Crunchyroll. Oh, it's definitely on Funimation because it's the Funimation thing. So yeah, go check those out. Anything else you want to close out today?
Stay hydrated, folks. It's summer here. Anywhere that's like very heavily desert or just heat oriented, stay hydrated and stay safe. Yeah, that's all I got. Not that. Okay,
how else do we end the podcast?
Oh, yeah. Be sure to catch our stuff on our site at Bluhdhaven.com as an Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. We'll see you next week.